Hello. Some of these tips will be equally applicable to healthy runners, and I really hope you are one of those. But whether or not you suffer from a chronic illness such as ME, Lyme's disease, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, whatever it is, here are some tips from a keen runner and cyclist that have been garnered over 5 decades of successfully managing chronic illness. Tip number 1. Try to find your equilibrium point. That is the amount of exercise you can bear without going into the red zone and doing harm. And importantly, know that this equilibrium point can change. This is very difficult to do and requires a lot of experimentation to build the necessary experience, as sometimes your body will not always tell you the truth. There will be days when you're not sure whether to exercise or not. On such occasions, one thing to do is just to try and do 2 or 3 minutes exercise. You stop that, take a rest for 20 minutes or so. Then if everything is going okay, you do another 2 or 3 minutes, and you can carry on like that until you have done a satisfactory amount of exercise. This very cautious approach has enabled me to exercise on days when it had seemed ridiculous to even think about getting out of bed. But if you do notice you're overdoing things, then stop. It's important to learn when to push and when to stop.
Oh, my dad.
Another thing to realise is that the results of overdoing or underdoing exercise are often not usually immediate. You must take account of how you feel over a number of days to know if you're hitting that equilibrium point. You can increase your overall level of exercise by cross-training. Running, biking, core strength are great bases, and you should probably be doing those, but you can add things such as swimming and whatever else you like. Realise also that just because a session wiped you out the following day doesn't necessarily mean you overdid it. Sometimes doing nothing can also wipe you out the following day. It's a question of experimentation, constantly reassessing until you're managing to maintain a good level of consistency. But realise that your equilibrium point is not fixed. It will alter with time, as our bodies do. Sometimes you can do more, sometimes you can do less. But if you are managing more often to do something rather than nothing, then you are definitely on the right path. Tip number 2. Rebuild your confidence. Suffering from an illness can be a major blow to your confidence, whether the issue is long-term or came on suddenly. The key is to return gently and gradually. Taking on too much too soon can risk knocking that confidence further. Walk when necessary. If you're out for a jog, don't be afraid to walk. Another good thing is to exercise with others, especially if you're the type to dwell on your issues while exercising. They'll provide a distraction, and distraction can be surprisingly effective. But you should also be careful not to overdo things while distracted. This can be very easily done, and unfortunately, I know. Tip number 3. Take charge of your own health. This is really, really important, but it can be hard for a lot of people to do. You are the one who knows your body best, how it reacts to inputs such as exercise and medication. Now, of course, there are some medications that you absolutely must take, but there are many that occupy a grey area. And unfortunately, we are not yet at a stage where our health system really focuses on the individual. Many decisions are based on general rules, which can sometimes be inappropriate for someone who already has a healthy diet and regime. In fact, you will very likely be in the minority in this respect. Take an interest in the medication that you take, and never ever be afraid to ask questions of your health provider. A consultant once told me when questioned, To be honest, we prescribe this mostly for insurance purposes. Enough said. Tip number 4. Know you are not alone. When suffering from unpleasant health issues, sometimes it can feel like you're on your own, you're the only one battling against these things. But take heart from the fact you are definitely not. There are many people doing amazing things against all odds. Some years ago, for example, there was a story about an 18-year-old lady in the States, Carolina, I think. She was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and she was targeting a sub 17-minute 5K. But whatever your issue, you will find some people doing their utmost to overcome similar. So no, you're not alone.
Last little lap of the field.
Tip number 5. Stay positive. This is, of course, easier said than done. The road to maintaining a good and consistent exercise regime and achieving your goals will be punctuated by setbacks. This is perfectly normal, even without the added complication of illness. But when things take a turn for the worst, don't let your current situation dictate your feelings. Focus on what you have already achieved and know you will get back there. You've done it before and you can do it again.
Go on, Dad.
Tip number 6. Reevaluate your limits from time to time. As you progress, some things you thought were impossible will actually become achievable. Set new goals, whether they be target times for your runs or goals of consistency, such as maintaining an average weekly mileage or an average number of runs in the week. But always remember to keep your goals realistic. Unrealistic goals are counterproductive and they could be an injury risk. But stay positive. Tip number 7, my final tip. Remember that progress, if it is to be long lasting, will take time, sometimes a lot of time. From my own experience, cycling no more than 2 miles away from home for 7 years before building up enough fitness and confidence to rejoin Sotonia Cycling Club demonstrated that for me. But as long as you are moving towards your goals, ignoring the odd inevitable wobble along the way, you will get there. Just be patient and persistent. In fact, you will need that same dedication and determination that you put into a race to be maintained over weeks, months, years. If you can do that, then you will definitely make fantastic progress and achieve many of your goals. Well, that's it from me. I wish you good luck. If you have any other advice and suggestions, please leave them in the comments. And if you found this video useful, please like and subscribe. Take care and hope to see you again. Bye.